BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025. And this is episode number 894. Isn't that right? Yes, I don't know. 894 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show, welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi, how are you? Hope you're doing good wherever you may be. Hope this finds you well. What up, Shock? What it do, famo? Hope you're well. I hope you had a good weekend. I can't complain about mine. Not that anyone would listen. We have our Super Bowl finalists. We'll get to that. Yo, what up, Josh? Holy shit, we have a Josh Fernandez sighting. Oh my God. The world will cease to revolve. Welcome in, partner. Yeah, we have a lot to get to. And sorry for the late start. If you want the truth, I'll give you the truth. Do you want the truth or do you want to lie as to why we started late? I'll give you 1 in the chat if you want the truth. 5 in the chat if you want to lie. 1 in the chat if you want the truth. 5 in the chat if you want to lie. Majority rules. Majority rules. 1 in the chat if you want the truth as to why the show started late. 5 in the chat if you want a lie. Okay? FJ said truth and lies. There's no 3. Rudy Rod, that's how you get timed out, jackass. Okay. See, the whole 3s and the 5s, this is 2 options, people. Don't start with me. You know the rules of this show. You know the rules. When you start throwing out other numbers, you get timed out. I gave you 2 choices. You put the 2 fucking choices or don't put anything. If you don't care, then don't fucking put a number, Amos. Amos put 0. Don't care. Nothing new. Well, then you didn't need to type anything. Jackass. Donna said, what's the question? The question is, do you want the reason why I was late? Do you want the truth? Put a 1 in the chat. Do you want a lie? Put a 5 in the chat. That's it. That was the question. Because I thought I was going to start on time. I was very excited about it. And then it didn't happen. So, Donna put a 1. Okay. So, 1 in the chat if you want the truth. 5 in the chat if you want to lie. Amos could have just kept his comment to himself. And everyone else that didn't put a 1 or 5 can go have sex with themselves. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh shit, I didn't tweet out the show. Let me knock that out real fast. Hold on, shit. Bam. Okay, show is tweeted out. Now thousands upon millions of people should flock. Okay, I'll shut the fuck up. All right, so we got a lot to get to. I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot of opinions that are going to ruffle some feathers. And I don't care. Okay? I don't care if you like what I'm going to have to say today. All right? I don't care. It's my opinion. Just because you don't agree with it, you have the right to be wrong. You have the right to be dumb. It's fine. No, I don't give a toot. But we got a lot to discuss today. Oh, I didn't even update my damn shit. Son of a bitch. Hold on. I didn't update the topics for today's show. That's on me. I gotta be a better host. I was out here running around, ripping and running. Show prep. BOD data. There we go. There we go. Where the hell are the topics? There they go. Yeah, we're doing headlines. Let's see. We'll do that. We didn't really get to last week I wanted to talk about the baseball writers and how awful they are, but we didn't really get to it, but that's okay. That's kind of old news now. That's all right. It's fine. No worries. It's not a big deal. Hold on. Oops. Boop. And, okay, we'll slide this down. All right. Awesome. We have stuff. Cool. Okay. I'm going to say, well, no, we'll do the headlines. Yeah, we can get to some sports headlines before Jenny's mom gets here. Don't forget, it's Monday. Jenny's mom going to join me on the program today at 3:15. So we'll get into it. Yeah, all right. So it looks like overall a lot of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. All right. The reason why we didn't start on time, had to poop. That's the truth. It's just the truth. Sometimes you have bad luck. Sorry. You know, if it was at work, like if this was ESPN and it was like, we're going live on air, I'd be like, all right. And I would just squeeze it. And I would do like a segment and then I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go try to poop in 4 minutes. I didn't do that here. I was show prepping. You know what I mean? I was making I was getting ready. I got a great video for you. Always bet on Brown. God, I hope everybody got that reference. If you didn't get that reference, you can go straight to Hades. Okay? Like, oh God, Shock, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. Yeah, if you didn't get that, you suck. Honestly, you suck. So, sorry. I mean, I thought we were going to be rolling, at a typical 205, 210 type of thing. I mean, I wouldn't say typical. This year it's been typical. But nope. My beehole had other ideas. So, nonetheless, we're here. We're doing it. We're rolling. I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot to get off my chest and my titties. Nate said one time I took a chance. After that, I shit my pants. Well, I've got pretty good control. So, I got good sphincter muscle control. I got good Kegel muscles. Yeah, and I do Kegel exercises a lot. In fact, I'm working out right now. You can't tell, but I'm 78, 79, 80, 81. That's right. I can go all night, ladies. That's the key, fellas. That's the key. Got to have good Kegel muscles. That's it. McLovin. All right, Barry, that's enough. Is it freaking you out? Hey, at least I didn't do it like this. 45. 46. Doing another set. 48. Josh said the gaming chair is hurting right now. Well, As you should see the seat in this bad boy. It's just got a just sucked it up in there. What up, Cisco? Cisco said currently simulcasting live from the Crapper at Jimmy John's in Kerrville. Nice. That's awesome. I've always wanted to perform live in the shitter at Jimmy John's in Kerrville. God, we are worldwide, people. This show is worldwide. Hey, what up, Jesus? Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining over there on the YouTubes. For those of you that don't know, we are simulcasting live, not just on the shitter in Kerrville, Texas, but we're also on YouTube, where you can find Rudy Rod. You'll know that folks are chiming in on YouTube when I put their chat on because you'll see the little YouTube icon right there. And you'll know that they'll be on Twitch because you'll see the little Twitch icon right there, like Tony the Handsomes. What up, Tony? There's my sweet, sweet dog. So we got Rudy Rod, AJB. Who else is on YouTube? I see Rudy Rod, AJB, and Jesus. Good to see you guys. And then a plethora of fine, dirty deckheads on Twitch. So thank you guys, one and all, for joining the show. Okay. Lots to do. Stacey, what up, girl? All right. Look, we got a lot to get to. We're going to do headlines. Jenny, his mom, talk some Astros, talk some football. I've got video that I think you'll appreciate. And we're going to be all over the map. We might even talk some basketball because this is it's about that time that you guys really buckle down. I've been trying to get you into the NBA for a while. Okay. The Houston Rockets just had another big win. They just swept the Cavs, the season series, from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Best team in basketball. Well, second best team in basketball behind the Thunder. They just swept the Cleveland Cavaliers, second best team in basketball. And they have beaten Memphis twice. They beat the Nuggets by 20. And now they've beaten the Cavs twice. And this last game was a test of could they close out that win on the road against the best team in the East. And this wasn't a case of the first time they beat the Cavs and got lucky because they missed a couple of free throws. A guy who never misses free throws missed free throws. This wasn't the case. They soundly beat the Cavs. And the Cavs had Evan Mobley, which, last time they beat the Cavs, it was a case of, Evan Mobley wasn't playing and they missed a couple of free throws. That never happens. The Rockets got lucky. And they'll be the first to tell you, we certainly did. I'm sure. I think Craig Ackerman was talking about it on the broadcast in the second Cavs game. It's like, I don't know how they won that game. I can tell you, Craig, you've got amazing free throw defense. Craig Ackerman leads the league in free throw defense. He is a phenomenal with that. But they went out on the road and beat this Cleveland Cavaliers team, who, by the way, I think they've lost now 3 or 4 in a row. They're scuffling, but it doesn't matter. This Rockets team is good. They're really good. And folks, I'm going to put you on notice. I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do it. But I kind of want to tweet to Joel and to, who was producing? Sean Mapes. I kind of want to tweet to both of them and be like, hey, both of you guys, go fuck yourselves. Because those guys told me that this Rockets team wasn't ready, that they're not serious contenders, that they're not whatever. And a team that's not ready, not serious contenders, and wasn't ready would not have won that game in Cleveland on the road down the stretch. They certainly wouldn't have won it going away. That lead would have shrunk as it did. They would have collapsed as they did not. and they would have lost that game. As the lead shrunk, they buckled down on defense. Ime Udoka made some amazing amazing coaching moves. He did the right things. Alex Villanueva, you're right. Amen Thompson is fucking amazing. And look, this team is really good. And I stand by what I said. Do I think they're going to win the national title? Do I think they're going to win the NBA title? No. But do I think they're a contender? Yes. Now, does this mean they might, could they fold down the stretch? Sure. Do I think they will? No. Do you know why I think they won't? Because I think that the Rockets are going to make a move at the trade deadline that only bolsters this Rockets team and makes them better. Now, the risk is you fuck up the chemistry. But the reward is you add a proven closer, a proven leader, a proven veteran, star, scorer to an already dynamic team, and look the hell out, rest of the NBA. You've got one of the 5 best teams in the league right now that just got better. So I stand by what I said, and after that win with the Cavs, I really was feeling myself. I wanted to just tweet them both and be like, suck it, nerds. And I tell you what, they got the Celtics up next. They play the Celtics tonight. And if they beat the Celtics, I'm tweeting both of them. I had already decided. I'm tweeting both of them, and I'm telling them both they can suck it, nerds. I'm telling you, this team is good. So pay attention. And speaking of good, shout out to the University of Houston Cougars. Big win. No, why they didn't fire off. Big win for the Cougs. Yeah, Amos said, doesn't contender mean they have a chance to win a title? Yes, that's what I'm saying. They do. Will they? No. Do they have a chance? Yeah. Joel said they don't even finish in the top 6 in the playoff race. I think they do. I think they finish in the top 6 in the playoff race. I think that they are definitely contenders. Will they? No, they'll probably lose to the Thunder. They might lose to the Nuggets in a 7-game series. Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen. It's easier to beat the Cavs in 2 games when they're slumping than it is to go and beat Nikola Jokic 4 out of 7. So that's why I say they're contenders. They're going to get in the playoffs. I think they're going to be a top 6 team in the West for sure. And I think they'll win a first round playoff series. Maybe a second. They're learning how to close. If you watch the in-season tournament, which I hate, but everybody and their goddamn mama kept telling me this is like playoffs. And I kept saying, I don't think so. And everybody kept telling me it was, including one Joseph J. Blankenship. They just gave him a new name. He's going to hate that. But everybody kept telling me that. And I didn't want to believe it. And then I watched specifically the Rockets, and I did watch the intensity. I watched how much it meant to those guys, and I watched how much fun they had, but also how much it meant when they won games and how intense they were and how they closed games out until they lost. But even then they made it close against good teams. And it kind of showed. And everybody there said, look, including the players, including the coaches, everybody was, and this is when the players and coaches are buying in, that's when I start to buy in. But I was like, this is bullshit. But for a young team, I think Ime Udoka said, you know what, for them, this is great because this gets them seasoning before the playoffs. This is like playoffs for us. And it was, because it gave them something to play for. And I didn't think that, but after watching it and listening to players and listening to coaches and seeing it with my own eyes, I believed it. And if you didn't watch it, you need to go back because they played well. They closed out games, and they're doing that again against some of the best teams in basketball. So I agree with you, Shock. I didn't think it mattered, but again, I watched. So, but shout out to U of H, man. Big win for the Cougs. Whose house? Whose house? Yeah, man. Big win for U of H. Cougars tonight. Yeah. So I want to see now. They beat Kansas in double overtime. Big win. It says Houston steals inbounds pass and hits a 3 to force double OT. Let's see, back-to-back threes. Where to go? Injuries hampered the Cougars. Sharp missed last game. Where's it at? 13-0 run. Both teams missed plenty of opportunities. The teams combined to hit 56% from the free throw line. Not great. Houston missed its first 8 free throws of the second half. Finished the half 4 of 13 from the line. And was 14 of 25 from the game. That's going to be a problem in the tourney. I guarantee you that. So while it's a great win, I hate to, piss in everybody's cornflakes. But, it's like when you see a team win a big game and then they interview the players afterwards and all the player says is, man, we got a lot to clean up. This is that. And I do agree. It's a big win. It's a great win. But, man, they got a lot to clean up. And I think that they and Kelvin Sampson will be the first to tell you they got a lot to clean up. But huge win. Big win. Number 7 versus number 12, double overtime. And I think Donna said no conference losses, right? Let me look that up. I think I heard that, but I want to validate that. Let me see. Let's see here. So by the way, Cougars move up to number 6 in the country, which is weird. Iowa State is number 3, and they are 7-1 in conference, 17-2 overall. Cougs 16-3 overall, 8-0 in conference. Yes. So Donna, you are correct. Undefeated in conference. Big deal. It's a very big deal. Just see. Cougars are on a 12-game winning streak as well. Yeah. And Kansas has fallen to number 11. They are now 5-3 in conference. Man. Oof. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to double check here. It's interesting. I wanted to see how do the football conferences, Big Ten, SEC, how are they holding on or holding out right now? Because the Big 12 has 4 ranked teams: U of H, Iowa State, Kansas, and Texas Tech. The ACC has 2 ranked teams: Duke and Louisville, and AAC has Memphis. But I wanted to see how's the SEC and the Big Ten doing. Big East has 3: Marquette, St. John's, and UConn. Big Ten has 5 ranked teams: Michigan State, Purdue, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Oregon. Michigan State 7, Purdue 10, Wisconsin 17, Oregon 16, Wisconsin 17, Illinois 18. Let's see. Conference USA, none. Ivy League, none. Smart ass nerds. Can't play basketball though, can you? Dorks. Let's see. I better shut up. I'll be working for them soon. Southeast Conference, the SEC. Holy shit. SEC is a basketball powerhouse. Oh my God. The SEC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams in the top 25. 10. Auburn's 1, Alabama 4, Florida 5, Tennessee 8, Kentucky 12, Texas A&M 13, Mississippi State 14, Missouri 20, Ole Miss 23, and Vanderbilt 24. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a football conference. Remember that? We kept getting told, it's a football conference. Because I kept telling you guys during football season that eventually the NCAA is going to go to a 2-team conference. Remember that? I kept telling you the NCAA is going to get rid of all these other bullshit conferences. And it's going to whittle themselves down to 2 conferences. And I said North and South, and everyone kept bringing it up. Oh, it's like the Civil War. Shut up. Let the past be the past. Which, guys, some of y'all thought my theory on that was crazy. But this is where they're headed. Hey, what up, Jacob? Good to see you, pimping. But this is where I think the NCAA is headed, specifically for football. But now, looking at this, they might be headed there for basketball too, folks. This is the SEC basketball right now. Look at all those ranked teams. That's a lot. There's more ranked teams in the SEC than not ranked. Texas ain't doing their part. OU ain't. Georgia, LSU, Arkansas, and South Carolina are the teams that are not ranked in the SEC right now. And then you go up to the Big Ten. So 10 teams in the SEC. And in the Big Ten, you've got, what I say, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 15 teams out of the top 25 would be in the 2 conferences, in the 2 football conferences that I keep telling you I think will end up being what the NCAA ultimately is. The North and the South, or the National and American like the NFL is, or the, maybe it's East and West, or the gray and the blue, whatever it is. That's 15 teams. And I keep telling you guys that they're going to absorb some of the better teams from the other few conferences, right? Like I keep telling you, they'll probably suck in. Who did I tell you? They'll probably grab Clemson. They'll probably grab Louisville. So there's another one right there. Now we're up to 16. It could happen, folks. It could happen. Cisco. The South will rise again, only to be brought back down. Josh said, bump that UTA&M game. Have they played in basketball yet? Not that anyone gives a shit about UTA&M basketball, but it's the only thing Aggie fan will be able to hang their hat on. As an Aggie fan, trust me, I know. Shit, I lost it. Oh, well. Yeah, I can't find it. It's whatevs. Okay, let's get to, don't forget, Jenny, his mom, going to join me here in about, UT had a 22-point comeback because fucking, go figure. Son of a bitch. They played on Saturday. Texas made a huge comeback to win. Figures. Yep. That figures. So, in other words, A&M was ranked higher and shit the bed. See, I will admit freely, fully, and most of you that have listened to me over the years know I'm not a college basketball fan. I don't watch. I barely watch when the tournament gets here. I just don't. I can't. Look, I say it all the time. My philosophy is it's just a bunch of dudes on the court I don't give a shit about and never will. These are cats that are going to be working at Sherwin-Williams when they graduate. Like, I don't care. These 90, I would say, what is the NBA draft? 2 rounds? How many teams in the NBA? 30? There's 60 players that are going to be drafted in the NBA, right? Yeah. NBA is 2 rounds, 60 players. What? Let's see. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Well, let's see. What percentage of the NBA draft is not from the NCAA? It says the exact numbers fluctuate yearly. A rough estimate suggests that around 20 to 30% of the draft are not directly from the NCAA. Okay, so 20 to 30%. So we'll split the difference. And we'll say 25%. 15. So, was that 45? Yeah. 45 players from college basketball. All of college basketball. Let's see how many teams there are in college basketball. Jesus. I mean, let's just start at the top and I'll scroll through here. Just look at the number of teams. This is not, I mean, it's a lot in football, but just look at this. Now think about this. Out of all these, there's going to be 46. Now, 46 that get drafted. Now, mind you, once you get past number 10, number 12, hell, number 50, I'll give you to the top 20. Once you get past number 20 in the draft, nobody gives a shit. Nobody expects anything past number 20 at all. You're just a project. Why am I watching this? At least when you watch football, for the most part, there's guys, I mean, it's a 7-round draft. You know that 99.9999999% of the players in the NFL draft are coming from college. It's usually going to be D1. You might get an Australian punter every now and then or some bullshit like that. Or you might get you might get a North Dakota State or somebody sneaks in a guy here and there. But you can even watch and know that Texas Tech's going to have a couple of guys that get in or, no thanks. No thanks. You can watch an entire basketball game. Nobody on that school is ever going to go. You can watch 25 basketball games this year, and not one of them is even close to NBA or pro level. No thanks. I think the second round is producing more and more relevant talent, Total Dallas says. I argue this all the time. Oh, Posh said A&M beat that ass at home, though. Okay, good. Yeah, I argue this all the time. The numbers are probably getting better, but that's also because that 20 to 30% is coming from Europe getting drafted in the second round or pushing good college players down. So, yeah, you're getting great talent from Europe coming into the draft, which is causing good talent from America to be pushed into the later rounds. So those guys are actually, they're being drafted later, and it's making it better. But if Europe wasn't in play right now, you'd be getting a lot of shitty players at the back end of the draft. So, all right, let's get into some headlines. Anyways, congrats to the Cougs. Let's get to some headlines. And we'll discuss a couple before Genia's mom gets here, and then we'll pick back up once she bounces. So let's do that. By the way, real quick, Heartthrob, Big Dog. My man, sir, thank you for the resub. 34 months, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar. He said, hey, fam, your boy is feeling better and back at it. I'm so glad, dude. There's nothing worse than the flu. I had a headache all day yesterday. I felt like shit. I couldn't shake it. I just could not shake it. But I felt better this morning. Thank God. But boy, I could not get my shit together yesterday. Couldn't do it. Absolutely couldn't do it. By the way, Josh, thank you for the follow, Mr. Fernandez. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. And thank you for the follow. All right. I don't have photos for you, but I do have some headlines for you. So let's discuss. Let's get into this for a sec, shall we? There has been a trade between the Cubs and the Astros. The Cubs are finalizing a trade for Ryan Pressly. This shall be supposedly, this is a move for the Cubs to bring in a closer. They were atrocious last year, closing out games. One of the worst in baseball, really. And it was a hindrance for them. And so they get a guy who only lost his job because the Astros went out and got a better option. And props to Ryan Pressly, one, for a hell of a job as an Astro, being a hell of a closer as an Astro, and handling the giving up his duties to Josh Hader as a professional and not making a big deal out of it, at least publicly. He handled it like a pro, and props to him for that. Excuse me, it says Pressly is going to waive his no trade clause, and that will allow this deal to happen. It says Houston will send money to help cover his $14 million salary. The Cubs are sending right-handed pitcher Juan Bello back to Houston in the deal. Bello, who is 20 years old, spent 3 years in the Cubs organization playing for Class A Myrtle Beach last season, where he had a 3.21 ERA in 22 games. Pressly's 36. He'll be the Cubs closer. Oh, where was it? They blew 26 saves last season. What? You Kyle! You dirty son of a gun! Look at you!
Nice.
Welcome in, Raiders! Welcome in! Holy shit, Kyle! Sir! Thank you for the raid, my friend. Thank you. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Appreciate you, Kyle. Much love, man. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. That fine gentleman rating in is Kyle. Can we get a shout out to Kyle in the chat, please? Let's see. Joe. What did I say? Jovolution? Did I get that right, Joe? Jovolution. Thank you for the follow, man. Much love to you, sir. Raids on raid. Death Angel, what's up, man? Welcome in. I'm on a double raid party. Wait, we double raided?
Wow,
did we get a raid to a raid?
Nice.
So did somebody raid Kyle and Kyle's raiding me? Well, fuck it. Let's raid somebody. Come on. What happened? We're going to do it. Who we raiding? I just started my show. I go till 5 o'clock Central Time. I still got 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I'll raid right now. I don't give a shit. I'll do it. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll quit right now. But no, Kyle, thank you for the raid, buddy. I hope your stream was good, man. I still miss you. I still love you. You still have a sexy beard. I do not. That would be an abrupt end to the show, right? But hey, welcome in, Raiders. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. This is a sports talk and entertainment show, man. We talk sports, talk a lot of shit. I try to make sports fun. I try to make it entertaining for you. We do this every day, Monday through Thursday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. And sometimes we start a little late. Okay, most times we start a little late. But we do have fun. Couple of rules while you're here, okay? Bathrooms are down the hall on the left. The kitchen is on the right. If your name is not on the food in the refrigerator, please don't eat it, okay? No whores after 9 o'clock, and please don't do cocaine in the bathrooms. Other than that, have a great time, man. Welcome in. And Kyle, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. Kyle said, I'm going to pass out with my sinus headache now. That's what I had yesterday, bro. Killing me. Bro, it was so bad. But I powered through because I was determined to smoke a cigar while I watched the football game. I was just like, I'm going outside. I'm sitting on my back patio and I'm smoking a cigar and watching this goddamn game. Yeah, Donna said, keep the toilet lid down. Yes. Let's see, what is happening? Jenny's mom, I just saw, said she can't get into the site. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Let's see. Jenny's mom joins me. You guys, I have my mom join me. Every Monday around 3:15, Jenny's mom joins me on the show. And we chop it up. Usually we end up telling embarrassing stories from my childhood. Every once in a while, this dude named Ryan from across the pond comes in and hits on my mom, and it's very unbecoming. But we have a good time. She's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Jenny's mom. Jenny's mom, I am looking at it. Dear, everything looks hunky-dory. Everything looks okay. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know, mother dear. I'm not really sure what's happening right now. The problem is, Mom, I don't really have time to stop and troubleshoot in the middle of a show. Without stopping the whole show and rebooting everything, Jenny, I don't know what to do. I'm looking at it, and what I'll do, Mom, I'm going to email you another one to try, okay? Another number or link or whatever, and then try that, and that's all I can suggest. If that don't work, I don't know what else to do. So, let's see here. What is this? Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm going to give you, Jenny, I'm just going to email you a different password to try, I guess. And we'll do that. But if this doesn't work, I'm not going to, we've already. FaceTime her and hold the phone up to the camera. Oh, shut up, truck driver Pookie. That's the most jankety ass thing I've ever heard in my whole life. No wonder I had to fire you from the tech department at Barry on Deck with your stupid ass. That is the worst goddamn, you stupid ass. This is why you're no longer in charge of IT. Oh my God. Okay, Jenny, I'm sending a new password. So it's going to be the same link, but I'm just sending you a different password. Try that. And it's to your KW email. Okay? Try that. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not real sure. Y'all know say I see where it says callers made contact disconnected. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Let's get back to these headlines real quick because while we're trying to get Jenny's mom connected, I do have thoughts here. So Cubs are getting Ryan Presley and the Astros are sending some money and they're getting back a young arm. Couple thoughts on this trade, right? Death Angel said, quick question. What sports do you discuss on the stream? So it's mainstream. It's usually NFL, NBA, MLB. Every once in a while, I'll dive into some pinochle. And, on occasion, I will get into some competitive tackle darts. Wouldn't that be a badass sport? Wouldn't tackle darts? Jesus Christ. Why has no one invented that? Are you shitting me? Tackle darts? Not like, Shut up, Shock! Jackass! You know how hard it is to run a show by yourself with no goddamn producer? Huh? Do you understand, sir? Jackass. Oh boy. It don't look like it's happening. I see her log in and then I see her disconnect. It says, nice. I live out of the U.S., so not on point with all those, but tackle darts sounds good. Bro, would tackle darts not be the shit? Could you imagine? It's like you have I'm just spitballing here. All right. So you've got a dartboard, right? And when your team is up, right? When your team is up and it's your turn to throw, you have you have a thrower. What can we call it? You have a thrower and you have a protector. Okay? And the opposing team is trying to tackle your thrower before you get your throw off. So your protector is trying to protect your thrower. So you have to but you can only send one person at a time, right? They have to be spaced out. So you can't send both, and then that would be too easy. But there has to be like a delay, and so once if they come at your guy, you have to stay inside a circle. God, this is gonna be amazing. Good Lord, tackle darts is going to be fucking, oh my God. So you got the circle around the thrower and your protector, he can't get inside the circle. He has to stay outside the circle. That's what it is. He can't get inside the circle. He's got to defend the circle, but once the attackers get inside the circle, can't take them out. Once they're inside the circle, they're in. So they charge. You got to defend the circle. Boom. All right. If you get bounced, you go back. Next defender comes. Right. But if they get past you, it's over. And then, but you have to throw all three of your darts before getting tackled. And if you get stabbed in the neck with a dart while getting tackled, you lose your ability to breathe, because then it just comes out your neck. That's it. Josh, that's hilarious. Josh said, I was playing darts with my cross-eyed friend in Baytown one night. That turned into tackle darts at one point. That turned into dodge darts. Hey, what the fuck, man? The dartboard is that way, bro. What are you doing? This is the last time I played darts with Forrest Whitaker. What the fuck are we doing, Forrest? It's that way, man. Jesus. Death Angel said, yeah, I'm down. We need beers and darts. Fuck yeah. Oh, Death Angel. Bro, even better. Even better. Before you attack, you have to do a shot. Oh my God. This is so fantastic. This is so fantastic. Oh my God. But yeah, oh God, this is just getting great. This is getting great. This is going to be so great. Christopher Venus, I could see something like this on In the Mud. Yes. Yes. Oh, that would be hilarious. I told him I was at my childhood buddy's sister threw a lawn dart in my knee once. Yeah. Yeah. Lawn darts used to be a thing, and they actually thought it was a good idea. They were just like, oh, here's an idea. Let's take these big, giant lawn missiles and we'll put wings on them so they fly better. And we'll put targets next to the kids. And then we'll just let them chuck them up in the air. Bro. Oh, my buddy Greg Morton. Greg Morton. He's a stand-up comic. He had the best bit about lawn darts. Let me see if I can find it. I'll play it for you guys. Greg Morton, lawn darts. Oh, here we go. I'm going to play y'all this bit from Greg. It's so fantastic. Was this on his Dry Bar special? Yes. Yes. Yes, it was on his Dry Bar special. Let's see. You might know Greg. I was lucky enough to open for Greg. The first time I met him was, God, where did I meet him? It was in Wichita, I believe. And let's see. Share. Yes, copy. Yeah, I met Greg, I believe it was in Wichita. And then we worked together like 3 or 4 times. No, maybe it was in El Paso. I don't know, but we became really good friends, and you might know Greg. He was on America's Got Talent. He's known as the Star Wars guy. If you watched America's Got Talent, there was a dude on there that he did all of the Star Wars voices. He's done this show. He's been on Barry on Deck before, but he did all the Star Wars voices, and he would do like the lightsaber and all that shit. Super talented, super funny dude. Why isn't this downloading? I wish. There we go. I still need to solve just being able to play this shit through the app. That would be ideal. Hey, what up, Jared? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Oh, so slow. So freaking slow. All right. Real quick, while that's downloading, I'm going to talk about this trade real quick because I have a theory on this. So the Cubs get their man, and the Astros kick in some money to make the deal, right? To get the deal done. And my theory on this, the Cubs had gone after Tanner Scott, is what this article says. But my theory on this is, if you'll notice, there's a second headline on the screen. My theory on this is that the reason the Astros did this deal and threw in some money, if you ask me, I think they're getting set up to actually get a deal done with Bregman. That's just I got no insight. I've got no sources. I've got nothing that says that other than a hunch. Because they're clearing money. Their bullpen is better with Ryan Presley next year. They don't need to free up the money. They could just sit pat with Ryan Presley for one more year, have a really good 1-2 punch, have a great setup man, but they have an opportunity now to get something for him and shed $14 million, maybe pay a little bit, but then take some of that money and be able to add it to at least the first year, be able to get a deal done. Maybe it's a 1-year deal with Bregman. Since Bregman can't get the deal he wants, since Bregman can't get a long-term deal or whatever, there's two trains of thought here. Maybe this is just, hey, you know what? Let's free up some money. We know that X amount of money will be freed up next year and the year after or whatever. So we plan for that and we sign him. We up our offer and he comes down and both sides are happy. And Alex Bregman retires an Astro just like Jose Altuve. Done deal. Or we free up the $14 million. We kick in 4. We've got 10 free. We know what he wants for a contract, but he's not getting it anywhere. So here's what we'll do, Alex. We'll pay you above market value for a year. How about that? It's better than not. And at least he comes back to a familiar place. He gets to play a familiar stadium, on a familiar team, on a 1-year deal, another prove it year. And maybe things change. You don't know. But that's what this feels like. As soon as I saw that Ryan Presley was being traded to the Cubs and the Astros were kicking in money, that's when I was like, this really feels like they're making room for a Bregman deal. And when I sat down to show prep for this, lo and behold, one of the headlines on ESPN was Astros GM. The door to re-sign Alex Bregman has been cracked open. And now you've heard all the talk and the rumors about Scott Boras fumbling the bag and screwing all this up. Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. It says the door to re-sign free agent Alex Bregman is cracked open for the Astros, but keeping the third baseman with the team might still be a long shot, General Manager Dana Brown said Saturday. Speaking at the team's Fan Fest, Brown talked at length about the possibility of re-signing Bregman. The interesting thing is when we made some trades and some moves this offseason, we never realized that Bregman would still be on the market at this time. We've had some conversations, and I would kind of leave it there, but we've had some conversations. He added those conversations were positive before he was asked whether that means the door for re-signing Bregman is still open. I would say it's cracked, right? The fact that he's still available, it just makes it interesting. Like, man, this guy is such a good player. He's done so many wonderful things here. And so we'll stick with the cracked door and see what our conversations lead to. I'd say it's more than cracked. I'd say it's more than cracked. You've got rumblings of Altuve wanting to or willing to move to left field. I saw somebody on Twitter saying, I think it was, I forget who it is, but somebody said Altuve would lead off and play left field, and a lot of people were like, that's ridiculous. Just move Pena to left field and let Bregman play short. That was his natural position. There's a lot of ways you can make this work. And they asked Altuve, would you move to left field so that Bregman could play third and Isaac Paredes would play second? And Altuve's response was, and I'm not quoting him, but I'm paraphrasing, I would do anything to keep Alex Bregman as an Astro. He's that good. He's the best player on this team. And if I had to move to left field and play left field, and if that meant that he would remain an Astro, then I'd do it. One, that's a leader. That is a goddamn leader. Two, please no. For the love of God, no. Well, I say no. Let's think about it. My instinct is no. And I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't think Altuve couldn't play left field. He certainly could. I'm not worried about him, getting to the ball. I'm worried about his arm, quite frankly. Altuve doesn't have the best arm. I can recall times in the past, back when Yuli Gurriel was the Astros' first baseman, he would fuss at Jose Altuve for not getting the ball to him quick enough. And part of that was Altuve just kind of Cadillacing, but part of it is you can't Cadillac if you don't have a strong arm. And Yuli knew that. And there were times when the plays would be closer than they needed to be. And Altuve will admit he doesn't have a strong arm. And there's times you watch, double plays are close. He throws some lollipops. He's got a little arc on his double plays. And that's from second to first. That's not that far. But now you put him in the outfield, one, you're going to really need a good cutoff man. And Pena's got an arm. Bregman's got an arm. That certainly could work. Also, the Crawford boxes make left field a really short throw to home. And it's not that often that you do it, but usually when you do it, the game is on the line. But that only accounts for half of the season. On the flip side, what it does do is it solves a big problem in your outfield. It solves a big problem in your outfield if you can improve your outfield by putting Jose Altuve out there. If one of your outfield bats suddenly becomes Jose Altuve, and maybe he plays left field, and maybe Jordan plays right, or maybe they platoon between DH and left field. Because Altuve is getting older, and I don't think DHing him would be the dumbest thing in the world. And so now it becomes a platoon between Jordan and Jose Altuve. They both DH. They both play left field. It is split. 81 games apiece. There could be a worse scenario. But now you just have to worry about center field, right field. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. But that's the vibe or the feeling that I get when I saw this news, when I saw these headlines. As I was like, boy, this really feels like something's in the works. Don't know. I got nobody telling me this. Sometimes I know a few people here and there still, but I got nobody telling me this. But this just has that feeling that something's going on. Something's in the works. But that said, it says if Houston brings back Bregman, it would create a crowded situation on the infield. They traded Tucker to Chicago for Isaac Paredes before signing Christian Walker. Brown said our group is pretty set. We made some moves, some trades, and solidified our top five in our lineup. And so it's a long shot, but the fact that Bregman's a free agent, well, we'll have discussions about him like we have discussions about every other free agent. I do like that Brown's now kind of playing hard to get. Says The day that Walker was introduced in Houston, Brown said Walker would be the team's first baseman and that Paredes would play third. But Brown said Saturday that Bregman would play third base if he were to re-sign. Let me tell you something. If you're going that far, if a GM is willing to say that out loud, folks, something's happening. Because a GM isn't going to come out and say that, oh yeah, we would move Paredes off of third base, because all you're going to do is piss him off. If you know that you're not intending on bringing Bregman back, or it's probably not going to happen, you don't say that. What you say is, you know what? Probably not. Isaac Paredes is our third baseman. If we bring Alex Bregman back, we'll figure it out. Isaac Paredes is our third baseman. Isaac Paredes is the third baseman for the Houston Astros. If Alex Bregman gets signed, we'll have to figure it out. You don't commit to it. But this quote says he specifically said if they re-sign Bregman, he would play third base. So he has committed to it, which means they're either thinking about it or they're working on it. Said, I love watching Bregman play third base, so I can't imagine putting Bregman or having manager Joe Espada put Bregman in any other position other than third. Brown said that's his home. He puts on clinics when he's playing third, and he's just as special as anybody. So I can't picture him playing anywhere else. You don't have these conversations for no reason as a GM. Although he does blab for no damn reason. Espada said he has kept in touch with Bregman throughout the offseason, and that while he tries to give him space, he wants to make sure he understands that he wishes he would stay in Houston. I tell him all the time, this is home. I understand the process. You sit down with your family. You're trying to do what's best for them, your family and your kids, but this is home. This is his family. Altuve was vocal at the end of the season. If we get there, we'll have that conversation. Let's see. Altuve was vocal at the end of last season about his desire for Bregman to remain in the team, but Espada wouldn't say whether he has spoken to him about the possibility of changing positions to facilitate that. If we get there, we'll have that conversation with him, but his willingness to do whatever it takes to win, it's important to us. Oh, here's Altuve's quote. Alex is one of the quote. Alex, he's one of the best players in the whole league, but he's definitely one of the best players on the team. So we want him to stay. So whatever I have to do for him to stay, I'm willing to do it. It says, some believe Altuve would need to move to the outfield. He was asked about how difficult it would be to make the transition after never playing outfield at any level of his career. For Alex, nothing will be difficult, he said with a smile. Meaning, if Alex Bregman would stay and be an Astro, nothing would be difficult. He said, this is Altuve's last quote, I'll read you. I thought he's going to be back for sure. Then I thought he's not coming back for sure. Now I'm like, okay, in the middle. I'm telling you, there's a better than average chance that something gets done now. The Presley move, the door is more than just cracked. That Presley move was a big deal, folks, for the Astros' chances of re-signing Bregman. I think it was a piece to the puzzle, for sure. Why else would you do that to your bullpen? Granted, you're getting a guy. Let me see. Cubs. Let's see. Cubs farm system rankings. Cubs top prospects, minor league baseball. So let's see. 40 million salary. The Cubs are sending right-handed pitcher Juan Bello back to Houston in the deal. Bello spent 3 years in the Cubs organization playing for Class A Myrtle Beach last season, where he had a 3.21 ERA. According to this, okay, we're just not gonna show it, I guess. There we go. Huh. Okay. What up, Joe Pro? Good to see you, buddy. Let me see here. Why does this say breaking news and then it didn't come through? Amos, what'd you post? It says breaking news, but I don't see it. You tried to post a link. Joe Bro said Bregman plays shortstop at LSU, but I don't know how he could now get him signed and figure it out. Yeah, that's the thing. Bregman was a shortstop, but he ain't moving now. He's not moving now. There's no way you would move him now. At this point, and I saw there's some debate in the chat about is Altuve too small, or would he be too small? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, Mookie Betts isn't that big. Let's see, how big is Mookie Betts? Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is... How tall is this dude? Let's see. MLB... Shortest MLB outfielder. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Shortest active MLB players. Jorge Barrosa, Jose Altuve, Gustavo Campero, Dominic Fletcher's 5'6". He's an outfielder. A lot of these are infielders. Samad Taylor's 5'8". Pedro Leon of the Astros is 5'8". Masataka Yoshida of the Red Sox is 5'8". Granted, Altuve is 5'6". Jorge Barroso of the Diamondbacks is 5'5". He's hitting 176. So he's slashing 176, 176, 294. So I'm trying to find Cubs farm system rankings. It's not working. I want the full list, jackass. Huh. Top 47 prospects. Here we go. There we go. So who did I tell you the Astros got in the trade? Let's see. Astros got Juan Bello. Juan Bello is ranked according to Fangraphs. Juan Bello is not in the top 47. Let's see. Yeah, Juan Bello is not even the top 47 Cubs prospects. Again, you got a guy. Now, what'll be funny, or what would be funny, is if this ends up being another one of those Jordan moves, right? Remember, the Astros did this before. They traded an arm out of the pen for a guy that everybody was like, and that it got to the Dodgers, and that guy ended up being Jordan Alvarez. So maybe Juan Bello, write that name down. Maybe Juan Bello is the Jordan Alvarez of pitchers. Maybe so. Who knows? Let's see. Juan Bello ranking. Yeah, I don't see a ranking anywhere. Nope. He was 4-5 last year. Okay. 1.13 whip. Okay. Yeah, he had a 4.02 ERA his first year, 10.38 ERA his second year, 3.21 ERA his third. Strikeout per nine, 9.8, 10.4, 9.1. That's really good. A whip of .989, 2.077, and then 1.126. Ugh. That rookie ball year sucked for him. He was not good. Yeah. And so he started 22 games last year. Oh, the reason those numbers were so high, he had 3 starts, pitched in 4 games, went 4 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, once he gets, it was 1 game. Once he gets rolling, he was good. Okay, kid looks like he can pitch. All right, so there you go. Here's a couple of other headlines for you. My Bears fans will appreciate this. What up, Rudy Rod? Sounds like a lot of short Latin players. It kind of does, doesn't it? What up, Jaime? Only have a couple of minutes. Miss being on time and staying most of the show. It's all good, pimp. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Death Angel, thanks for being here, man. Much love to you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Jimmy Butler indefinitely suspended by the Heat. What? Yep, there it is. Breaking news. Front page on ESPN. Heat suspend star Butler indefinitely. Heat are suspending Jimmy Butler indefinitely after the star walked out of a shoot-around when informed he would be coming off the bench moving forward. I mean, listen, don't be mad, pimp. Don't be mad, player. Yeah, Amos, ain't that the fucking truth? Look at Death Angel coming in here, not knowing the rules and didn't get timed out. That's how you do it. Shout out to Death Angel. Most new people come in, do some weird shit, get timed out. Death Angel didn't. Props to you, Death Angel. Good for you, buddy. Let me see. Hey, man, I appreciate that, Death Angel. You come on back, man. I promise you, we have good times. Sometimes we get a little nerdy on sports, but sometimes we just fuck around, and I promise, tackle darts. Gotta happen. Joe Rose said, Total Dallas, when AV gets his ladder off the truck to slap you, I'm not going to stop him. Dennis Allen, I'm happy about. Doyle is just a body. Yep. I was going to ask you. Or Declan. Yeah. Declan Doyle. I couldn't have told you who the fuck that was. It's apparently, let's see, hold on. Let me get to the news here. Where the shit is it? There we go. Ben Johnson's chosen 3 coordinators. Bears are hiring Declan Doyle as the team's offensive coordinator. Dennis Allen as defensive coordinator, and retaining Richard Hightower as special teams coordinator. Doyle, 28, has coached tight ends with the Broncos since 2023. Spent 4 seasons at the beginning of his NFL coaching career as an offensive assistant with the Saints. Johnson said he will continue to call offensive plays in Chicago. After 3 seasons as Detroit's offensive coordinator, he prioritized finding a coach whose largest responsibility will be helping him game plan for each week's opponents. It's going to be critical for me to find somebody that can organize and structure a set and set the table, particularly early in the week. I have been around a number of guys that have called plays in the past, and I've seen the potential pitfalls that could arise as you're approaching the entire football team and you can't get to watching as much tape early in the week as you possibly could. Offensive coordinator position is going to have to be somebody that not only I trust, but will be extremely detail oriented, organized and structured to set the table, and also be willing to work late nights. Allen, who's never coached alongside Johnson, is a long tenured member of the Saints coaching tree. which bred Lions coach Dan Campbell and former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. So that tells you something. That tells you he came highly recommended by both. Chances are Johnson reached out to both of them and said, hey, what do you think? Or who should I consider for a DC? And both Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell said, you should go get him. We're looking at him. Or something to that effect. Allen was immediately tabbed as a favorite to land the Bears defensive coordinator position after Johnson was hired. Allen was with the Saints from 2006 to 2011 when he left to take the Broncos defensive coordinator job. He was hired as the head coach of the Raiders in 2012. He was promoted to head coach position in 2022 after Peyton stepped away, but was fired midway through the 2024 season. I've never coached with Dennis. I've never met him, but I would tell you we faced that defense a year ago when we was in New Orleans and gained a lot of respect for it. I think everywhere he's been along the way, they have been a top third down, a top third down team, a top red zone team. So there's a lot of pillars about what he does schematically that would be appealing to me. He's worked with Aaron Glenn. He's worked with Dan Campbell. Both speak very highly of him. Well, there you go. So he's on the list, but there are a number of really good candidates. Interesting. Heat need to move him while they can. Yeah. Well, first of all, let me put a bow on this. Yeah, the Dennis Allen move it seems solid, right? It seems safe and smart. And I like it because, I mean, if you're Ben Johnson, you got the offense on lock. I got this. I need to go out and get somebody experienced to handle the defense. Now is not the time to be taking a risk on a young guy who's never been a DC. You don't need to bring in somebody and give him a chance. What he did is, I mean, like, for example, you're not going to go out and get the Lions secondary coach and bring him with you, which is what D'Amico Ryans did. It worked out great the first year. Everything was copacetic and fun and not so great the second year. And part of what I saw or part of what I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true or not, but part of the reason that D'Amico Ryans, and we'll get to that one too, but part of the reason that D'Amico Ryans said that he moved on from Bobby Slowick is that he never made adjustments in year two. And that's just being young and inexperienced. So a guy like Dennis Allen has been around the block. He's got head coaching experience. And while Ben Johnson seems like he's got his shit together and he's a really, really smart guy, what Dennis Allen gives him is a guy who's been there, done that he can bounce ideas off of as a head coach. So he can go, hey, Dennis, yada, 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 I'm thinking of this, or what do you think of that? Or in game, Dennis can say, hey, man, you should think about this, or have you considered that? Or you've just got another guy on the staff that has experience and has been there. And that's important, man, if you've never done it. So you don't want to just have a bunch of guys on your staff below you that don't have any experience. You've got to have somebody. And he got a good one. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's got head coaching experience, so he can help Ben Johnson when necessary. But he can game plan too. He can handle the defense so Ben can focus on the offense. Smart move. It's a real smart move. So, I like it. This last one was just sad. An errant hammer throw at a track meet killed a spectator. What? That's crazy. This was in Colorado Springs. An errant weight thrown by a competitor struck and killed a spectator at a youth track and field meet in Colorado. The hammer, which is a heavy ball on a chain in the hammer throw event, cleared certified barriers before striking the man Sunday morning at the University of Colorado's Colorado Springs campus. Firefighters pronounced the man dead at the scene. He apparently had tried to shield his wife and son from the ball. He was the father of a competitor for the Colorado United Track Club that hosted the event for high school aged athletes from around the state. Authorities also did not identify the athlete who threw the hammer. Were heartbroken at this horrible accident and are focused on supporting all involved, said campus chancellor Jennifer Sobanier. The weight used in a hammer throw weighs 16 pounds for men and 9 pounds for women. Fatal accidents at track and field competitions are rare. A hammer killed a student at a college meet in Wheaton College in Illinois in 2017. A shot put struck and killed an official during practice at the U.S. Track and Field Championships in Los Angeles in 2005. That's just horrible, man. That's awful. Could you imagine? It's high school kids. High school kids. That's just devastating, man. But I tell you what, that dude's a G. That man, that's a man's man. He went out protecting his family. He did what he was supposed to do. I mean, think about it. It sucks to say this, but he did what he's supposed to. He did what a husband and a father is supposed to do. He did. A husband and a father are supposed to protect their family, their wife, their children. As much as we can all agree that everyone's equal and equal rights, and I'm in on all that. But there's something instinctual in men. We want to protect our loved ones. We want to protect our wife. We want to protect our children. And that shit kicks in. Some people don't have it. I mean, it's fight or flight. Some people have it and some people don't. And if people don't, there's nothing wrong with it. It's instinctual. You don't choose it. You don't get to choose it. You either have it or you don't have it. He had it like a fucking G. Man, it sucks. I feel terrible for his family, and I feel terrible for the kid that threw it. That's fucking awful. So, all right, let's talk a little Jimmy Butler, because that broke while we were doing this. Amos, that's fucked up. Amos said that's a hell of a story to tell at your 10-year class reunion. Remember that time I killed a guy at the track meet? Yeah, Bobby, we remember you being a murderer. Like, what? You ain't bringing that up. He's probably fucking traumatized. He's got PTSD. You ain't never bringing that up. You ain't going to the 10-year reunion. Man, that's fucking awful. Joe Burrow said of all the unlikely shit in the world, dude obviously kept his head on a swivel to protect the family. No shit, man. That's crazy. That's just, you imagine? You're just like, think about your day. Think about that. Think about all the shit you do on a daily basis where you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Think about the times when you leave the house, right? And I don't have kids, so I don't know. But think about, as parents, all of you that have kids, think about the times when you're hurrying to get to something like a track meet. And you're running around and you're getting shit together, and it's you and the wife or you and the husband, and you're packing up shit for the kids, and you're yelling at them, would you go get your shoes? Just get your shoes and get in the car. My God, I'm ready to go. Let's go. I'm going to get back. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can leave. Your wife is like, stop yelling at the kids. And you're like, well, if he would do what he said, God damn it, I'm not yelling at the kids. And now y'all are fighting. And it's just a typical Saturday. And then it's awkward on the way there because y'all are arguing. The kids screaming and crying. But it's whatever. It's no big deal. It's family shit. Families argue. Families fight. But families don't expect for the father to have to jump in front of them to save their lives and lose his. Because then it makes all of that other stuff just so unimportant. And we always forget that. Always. It's so crazy how the human mind works. Like, we legitimately get so bogged down in so much useless bullshit all the time. And it takes a death for us to remember everything that doesn't matter. And it doesn't last long. We go right back to the same thing within days. It's wild. We go right back to caring about shit that doesn't matter. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not here. I'm not here trying to tell you that I don't do it either. I'm just as guilty. So, just is how human beings are wired, man. Eamon says, so maybe I should go get this oil change I've been putting off for a month. Maybe so, pimp. Maybe so. All right, let's talk a little Jimmy Butler. Look, and I keep saying this. If ever there was a time when somebody has fucked themselves, it's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy has fucked himself. Nobody will touch this dude. Nobody. It's like Mina said, please don't bring that dude here. Do you know how many fans are saying that? Do you know how many players are saying that? There's a lot of players that are on the trade market right now in the NBA. Let's look it up. Top trade candidates on the NBA market. Oh, 4 days ago. Top trade deadline 2025. Oh, no, we don't want that. This says keep an eye on players such as Jimmy Butler, Zion Williamson, and Zach LaVine, who will be linked to possible trades. One team to watch is the Phoenix Suns, who have stayed busy in January making 2 trades while remaining in the mix for Butler. Brooklyn Nets, who are in the midst of rebuilding, made trades in December with the Warriors and the Lakers, 2 teams led by future Hall of Famers, hoping to make one last run. So I was trying to just get a list of names. That's what I want. That's October. NBA trade tracker. That's November. Top 10 players on NBA trade block September. Let's see. Bringing best trade candidates. This would be October 20th. So the Sporting News on October 20th says the best trade candidates for 2024-2025. Brandon Ingram of the Pelicans. Zach LaVine. D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura. Robert Williams III and DeAndre Ayton. Bruce Brown Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith and Cameron Johnson. James Harden. Nikola Vukovic. Jonas Valanciunas. Oh, boy, I'm butchering these names. John Collins, Walker Kessler, Moses Moody, and Jimmy Butler. So, yeah. Not like, I mean, look, there's some names, but it's not the sexiest of the sexy. This thing from Bleacher Report has trade targets for every team. This is actually pretty interesting. Let's just do this. But with Jimmy Butler, the catch-22 here is he wants out. He's pouting, but he keeps ruining his chances of getting out by pouting. Yeah, Christopher Mina said all of them sound better than Butler, Zion, and Harden. Oh, God. Harden? No. Zion? Absolutely not. I think if I had to, like, let's do a poll. If I made you guys pick, you guys get on my poll. If you had to trade for one, who would it be? Jimmy Butler, Zion. I'm just going to shorten it. Butler, Zion, Harden. That's just faster. 5 minutes. Start poll. Get on my poll. Everybody vote. God damn it. Everybody. I want everybody to vote. Vote or die. Get on my poll. We'll put it on the tubes as well. Oh, no, that's not how you do that, dumbass. Let's see. Poll. Start a poll. Get on my poll. Butler. Zion. Harden. All right, everybody on YouTube vote. The poll is up. Get on my poll. Total Dallas. Stop the steal.
A total underscore Dallas. Shut up.
Damn, Total Dallas just got Total Dallas. He just got Total Dallas. It's just becoming a verb now. Isn't it a verb? I don't know. Is it a verb? It's an action, yeah? You just got TD'd. Damn. It's a tough choice. Listen. This is not an easier. It's not as easy as you think. One, you got an aging ball hog. Harden. Two, you got a young guy that just can't stay healthy. And it doesn't seem to come in shape. And he, when he was missing time, he needed some mental health days. CC, I thought it was like because Barry was TDing. Or you got an aging veteran head case who everywhere he goes has wreaked havoc on the organization. Pick your poison. Interesting. CC. No. I want no part of this meanness. Sorry, told us. Yes, you do. Don't lie, CC. No, I haven't, Donna. I have not. Need to look that up. I'm a Dom. They're subs. Trey said I'm not voting for Harden. Well, okay. You're down to two choices. If you're not voting for Harden, that means you have to pick either Zion, who's never going to play, or Jimmy Butler. Old Man in Seattle says Zion at least could give a team a chance to get refunded via an insurance policy on his contract. Well, there's that. There is that. This is true. He at least get, some money back, I guess. Okay, here's I found this to be kind of interesting, and then we got to talk some NFL. Which, we got all week. We got 2 weeks, really. We got plenty of time to get to it. This is Bleacher Report, and they did a trade target for every team. Dream and realistic trade targets for every NBA team. This came out in November, so it's kind of old. The Hawks, dream target, their own 2025 and 2027 first-round draft picks. They gave them up. Realistic target, D'Angelo Russell. The Celtics, dream target, Ousmane Dieng. Realistic target, second-round picks. The Nets, dream target, Jonathan Kuminga. Realistic, first-round picks. The Hornets, dream target, Brandon Ingram. Realistic target, Jonas Valanciunas. Or Jonas Valanciunas, I don't know. Chicago Bulls, dream target, 2 first-round picks. Realistic target, Jaden Ivey. Okay. The Cavs, dream target, Jeremiah Grant. Realistic target, Cody Martin. The Brooklyn Nets, dream target, Dorian Finney-Smith. Realistic target, Gary Payton II. Denver Nuggets, realistic target, Zach LaVine. That would suck. Realistic target, Cody Martin. Okay. The Pistons, dream target, first round picks, realistic target, Cason Wallace. The Warriors, dream target, Kevin Durant. That one could happen. This one really could happen. Realistic target, Brandon Ingram. That would be good for them. Rockets, dream target, Devin Booker. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Realistic target, Jimmy Butler. No! God, no! God, no! Please, no! God, no! No, God, no! 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 Why? Please, for the love of God, say it ain't so. I thought I had that drop. Oh, God. That would be, I'm telling you, that'd be awful.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes. There you go. When Jimmy Butler, when that trade is announced, all of Houston. What did Dre tweet? Every time I call, what? Old Man in Seattle said, every time I call it a game, you call it a business. Every time I call it a business, you call it a game. So the flip side, the better of the evils is Jimmy Butler. I don't really know if that's a fact. Here you go. Just to finish it out. Pacers, dream target, Jonathan Isaac. Realistic target, Haywood Highsmith. Clippers, dream target, Jonathan Kuminga. Realistic target, Bruce Brown Jr. Lakers, dream target, Zach LaVine. Realistic target, Kyle Kuzma. Grizzlies, realistic dream target, Isaiah Stewart. Realistic target, Robert Williams III. Which, by the way, Joel seems to think is somebody the Rockets will land. Heat, realistic target, or dream target, Trae Young. Realistic, Brandon Ingram. Bucks, dream target, Cody Martin. Realistic target, Javonte Green. Wolves, T-Wolves, dream target, Jeremiah Grant. Realistic target, Jared McCain. Pelicans, dream target, Brooke Lopez. Realistic target, Duop Reef. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Knicks, dream target, Kobe White. Realistic target, Marcus Sasser. Thunder, dream target, Kawhi Leonard. Could you imagine? Jesus. Realistic target, Cam Johnson. Magic, dream target, LaMelo Ball. That would be interesting. Realistic target, Anthony Simmons. Sixers, dream target, Bogdan Bogdanovic. Realistic target, Tari Eason. No! This is we'll go in a different direction with Eason, who wouldn't add anything close to playmaking or shot blocking. Easton could be expendable, and Houston tries to sort out which of the young players. Don't only play 22 games. Well, it depends on what you get back. Well, what are you getting back from the Sixers? Let's see. Suns dream target, Tumani Kamara. Realistic target, Jevon Carter. Javon Carter. Trailblazers dream target, Jonathan Kuminga. Realistic target, Anthony Black. Kings dream target, Derek Jones Jr. Realistic target, Larry Nance Jr. Spurs dream target, Trae Young. Realistic target, Bilal Coulibaly. I don't know. I forget how to say that. Coulibaly. Raptors dream target, Zach Edey. Realistic target, Lonzo Ball. Not good. Jazz dream target, Jaden Ivey. Realistic target, Mitchell Robinson. Wizards dream target, Amen Thompson. Yeah, right, bitches. Realistic target, Jarris Walker. Amen Thompson ain't moving. The Rockets ain't moving Amen Thompson. I got news for whoever the fuck wrote that article. Ain't happening. I knew as soon as I said Raptors. I knew as soon as I said Raptors. Oh, God, I knew it. All right, let's check the poll real quick, and then we're going to move on to some football. Results of the poll are in, ladies and gentsies. 59% of you said you'd take Zion. 35% of you said Butler. One of you, 6%, said Harden. One of you said Harden. Interesting. I ain't mad at it. I find that interesting. So 10 Zion, 6 Butler, 1 Harden. That's on Twitch. On YouTube, in the poll, 50% chose Butler, 25% chose Zion, 25% chose Harden. It was only 4 votes. So 2 for Butler, 1 for Zion, 1 for Harden. So that brings the total to 12 votes for Zion, 7 votes for Butler, 2 votes for Harden. Okay. Yeah, I think of the 3, Zion probably makes the most sense, but KD voted for Harden. Yeah, it makes the most sense for Zion, but you just got to know he ain't playing. He ain't playing. So let's talk about some NFL. And I'm not going to get to the games just yet. We are going to discuss what happened over the weekend. We are going to discuss it. And by that, I mean the games. But what I want to discuss first is what went down in Frisco, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Cowboys have a new head coach. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry did it again. I don't get it. I don't know. I really don't know what the fuck he's thinking. I don't understand this move. I mean, he literally says in his quote, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I didn't set this up correctly. Let me start over. If you hadn't heard the news, over the weekend, Jerry Jones made the move and hired the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, that being Brian Schottenheimer. A lot of you might have just done your best impression of an owl and went, who? Brian Schottenheimer is a career assistant. Not my words. Them there are Jerry's words. Yeah. I mean, Jerry in his own press conference said the guy's a career assistant head coach, but not anymore. Bro, that should have told you something, Jerry. If the man has been a career assistant, if his own dad wouldn't fucking, if he couldn't get a job following his own fucking dad, what does that tell you? Bro, what are you doing, Jerry? I'll tell you what he's doing, folks. I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. Jerry Jones is doing exactly what I told you Jerry Jones was going to do. He hired a coach that he can manipulate, that he can boss around, that he can not have to secede power to, that will be a yes man to him, that will let him be the boss, that will let him run things, that will let him tell him what to do. He hired a yes man. Jerry Jones is never going to hire a strong-minded head coach. Ever. Not as long as he lives. Not as long as he's in charge. The Dallas Cowboys are never going to have. Those days are gone. Jerry's comfortable, man. Jerry's comfortable. Because I'm going to tell you why. And I keep going back to this. But Jerry's MO ain't winning, folks. Jerry's MO ain't winning. It's making money. His MO is winning at the bank. And he knows what he does is the distraction. All of it. And he knows at some point a real head coach, a real strong-minded head coach, is going to go in there and be like, hey, Jerry, you need to cut this shit out. It's a distraction and it's taken away from stuff on the field and we can't function like this. It's affecting us. It's got to stop. It's bullshit and I don't want it anymore. Now it's got to go. Stop it. Jerry ain't hiring nobody that's going to do that. Jerry ain't hiring nobody that's going to go to the media and be like, yeah, it's a goddamn circus right now, but I'm cleaning it up. We're going to put a stop to it because we're going to win. The focus in this building is going to be winning, not tours and media and money. It's going to be W's. That's what we're focused on. He ain't hiring nobody like that. He's hiring somebody who's like, well, I'm just happy to be here. I got me a job now. Look, they may have some success. I'm not saying that Brian Schottenheimer won't have success. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. At least McCarthy had some skins on the wall, for Christ's sake. The fuck has Brian Schottenheimer ever done? Jesus. It's just crazy to me. Crazy. Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits, my friend. The fuck was this? What did I just do? Total Dallas said, I think Dion didn't come because Jerry would promise to trade Dak to draft Sonny. Jerry didn't. I don't know. I don't know that's, I don't know. I mean, I could see that. I certainly wouldn't scoff at that theory. But who knows? What, you want to know why I think Dion didn't come? Is because Dion is an alpha. Jerry don't want an alpha. Dion walks in. Dion sits down. I'm here. It's primetime show now, baby. And then Jerry goes, well, the kid out's coming. Hey, shut the fuck up. Son, I still own this team. I said, shut the fuck up, old man. Now, Dion don't cuss, but that's essentially what Dion would do. Jerry ain't going for that. I got this. Sit your old ass down. Shut the fuck up. Let me run shit and win games. And look pretty while I do it. That's what Dion would do. Jerry ain't letting that happen. He'd be over there, oh, Lord, it's the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to see you. Oh, Lord, I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth. It ain't happening. Jerry can plop down Brian Schottenheimer in front of the media, and he'll be like, oh, hey, everybody. I like football. I'm here, and I like to be here. I'm happy. What'd you say, Jerry? What'd you want me to say? Oh, the Dallas Cowboys are going to win games. And Jerry's over there with his hand up his ass, just doing puppet shit. It ain't happening, folks. You can come up with whatever theory you want as to why Dion didn't get the job. I'll tell you. It's because Dion's a fucking alpha. There's only one alpha in that building. There's only one alpha allowed in that building. In the front office, it's Jerry Jones. Period. End of story. Ain't happening. And in case you were wondering, I actually do. Where'd it go? I actually do have some video of the press conference just to prove my point. Oh, fuck, it's frozen now. Here we go. What the shit is this? What is this? Okay. Yeah, so here's the latest. This is when they announced the hiring. It's just, I mean, all I can say is, you know, he's at it again.
I hired Brian Schottenheimer because he's a cuck dork who likes being tied up and watching me fuck Cowboys fans in the parking lot of a Cheddar's. If Cowboy fans think things will get better after I die, well, I got news for you. The only person dumber than me is my son, Steven. Hell, I caught that boy humping a doorknob when he was 27, and he ain't been right ever since. That's why I don't spend money on free agency. I had to spend $1 million replacing all the goddamn doorknobs in this place. The last time we won a Super Bowl, I could still get hard without taking a pill. Nowadays, my dinger just looks like a wet biscuit. But I think I did a great job hiring someone nobody wanted. I think I deserve a reward. Maybe I'll watch the Cowboys cheerleaders shower while I get a good tug going. Call me a ventriloquist because I just hired another puppet. I did tell him he can't wear that gay-ass visor anymore, too. He looks like fucking Squidward in that thing. Winning without me. Getting all the credit and attention is just like monogamy. I don't want any part of it.
He's at it again, ladies and gentlemen. He's at it again. Oh! What in the fuck is happening? These are the press conferences I want in my life. Sorry, Cowboy fan. What up, Walt? Good to see you, man. Amos said that was a good Krusty the Clown. Thank you, sir. Walt said accurate. Joe said, fuck you, Laminack. You just cost me half a beer and got the truck stuck. Yep, I had to sneak y'all. Y'all didn't see that coming at all. I was like, yep. Had to get you. Even Jenny's mom said, oh my. Robert! I love you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Love you, man. Hang in there. If y'all don't know, Robert is GTSS like a mother. So, reach out to your boy when you get a chance. Robert is GTSS. It's his business, not mine, but just know he's going through some shit. And we love him. So hang in there, Robert. I feel you. I know exactly what you're going through. But yes, that was fantastic. I hope they never stop making those. I need weekly during next football season. I need a weekly Jerry Jones update. I do. I need a weekly Jerry Jones AI video. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I told him, I said, don't believe it. Jerry don't cuss. Yeah. Behind closed doors, he does. Guarantee you. But look, the fact of the matter is, again, I say, Dion would have been great. And I mean, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have hired Dion to coach the Dallas Cowboys. But again, I've doubted Dion every step of the way and been wrong. I've said that before. I'll say it again. So I probably would have been wrong in this case. You know what I mean? I would have been wrong in this case. That's fine. Happy to be wrong. But it wasn't going to happen. Jerry needs a beta male. And I feel like that's what Brian Schottenheimer is. Let me find Jerry's quote. Let's see. Here's what's wild. So I want to read you some from this article because I wish I could find the quote where he said, like, he's a career assistant. But as 29 years have passed since the Cowboys last appeared in a Super Bowl. Longest drought in the conference, but Schottenheimer told ESPN that, which is the longest drought in the conference, but Schottenheimer told ESPN that they are a team that can win quickly. The objective and the main thing is we want to win the Super Bowl. And my dad, he immediately drops his dad's name, always talked about that. He said, well, why would you have any other goals? It should be about winning the Super Bowl and only one team wins. But that doesn't mean you don't strive for that. And I think one of the things about me taking over this prestigious position is we can hit the ground running pretty fast because I don't need to learn the decision makers. I don't need to learn the quarterback. I don't need to learn how things work. And so I feel like we're kind of ahead of the curve with some of the other teams that made changes. This is Schottenheimer's first stint as a head coach. Though he has interviewed with 6 other teams over the years, never got the job. When he played at Florida, he said he kept a card noting the goal of being an NFL's youngest head coach, now 51. After 25 years of experience as an assistant coach. 25 fucking years, and he never got a sniff as a head coach. He spent 25 years as an assistant, and no one ever bothered to give him a never. You've got to be kidding me, Jerry. What is you doing, baby? You are running this team into the goddamn ground. Somebody on Twitter said of the news, put this in basketball terms for me. That's what they said. Put it in basketball terms for me. They weren't sure. Like, I'm a basketball fan. I don't know what this means. Put this in basketball terms for me. So the only way that I could think to respond or describe it was they just made Lou Williams a starter. Lou Williams was the longest tenured bench player in the NBA. He had over 1,000 starts as a bench player. You just took a career bench player and went, hey, Lou, you're a starter now. You just took 1/5 of your starting five and gave it to a guy who's never started, never had an opportunity to start. No one ever saw fit to make him a starter. No one ever felt him worthy enough to be a starter in his entire career. And you all of a sudden are the smartest man in the room and decided now's the good time to do it. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Now, again, maybe now is the best time. But when Ian Rappaport tweets out and goes, that really happened, it's not a good sign, folks. It's not a good sign. And when your own owner let me read this real quick. It says he convinced Jerry he was the right guy through a series of interviews after the team had spoken with Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, former Jets head coach Robert Saleh, and Seattle Seahawks assistant head coach Leslie Frazier, who had been head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Jones also had conversation with Hall of Fame cornerback in Colorado head coach Deion Sanders and former Seahawks coach Pete Carroll, who has been named head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Moore was limited to one virtual interview that lasted around 90 minutes because of league rules involving teams still in the playoffs. Saleh's interview lasted about 4 hours. Frazier spoke with the Cowboys for nearly 6 hours, according to Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Jerry Jones called it a thorough process. Now listen to this quote. This is Jerry Jones speaking and naming Schottenheimer a first-time head coach. Quote, this is a risk, but it's not a Hail Mary. Are you fucking are you serious right now, Jerry Jones? Are you shitting me? Look, again, I can't predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen. Brian Schottenheimer might go down as the greatest coach in Cowboys history. He might be the next Tom Landry for all I fucking know. But I just feel like when they hired Tom Landry, the owner, what was it, Tex Cobb? Who the fuck owned the Cowboys at the time? I don't know who the owner was. Whoever it was, I don't know who owned the Cowboys. I just threw out Tex Cobb. But I just kind of have a hunch that when the owner decided to hire Tom Landry, he wasn't like, well, it's a risk, but at least it's not a Hail Mary. That's not something you say about a guy that you are just sold on and know this is the guy. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? That makes no sense. I think we've got a lot of great pieces. Stephen Jones said, you ask why Shoddy? I think Shoddy's the perfect combination of keeping some continuity, but also affecting change. No, he's not. You know what happens? Most of the time when a team sucks and shit ain't happening and you think the coach has lost the locker room and you make a change, the entire staff is gone and you start over. You don't just get rid of one guy and bring in the people that were working day to day with the players. You know, the people that you feel like they lost. Because those are the boots on the ground guys with the players to begin with. The head coach sits in an office and meets with the guys who are out meeting with the players. This is wild. It was Schottenheimer's approach that especially won over the Joneses. I'm really good with the X's and O's, but I'm great with people. Holy fuck. This sounds like a goddamn dating app. Did they swipe right on Brian Schottenheimer? I feel like that's what this was. I feel like that's how the Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer. They were like, Deion Sanders, Pete Carroll, Leslie Frazier. Holy shit, Brian Schottenheimer. Oh, great with people. Fuck yeah. You gotta be kidding me. Jerry Jones kept coming. Look, this is another quote. Jerry Jones kept coming back to osmosis, pointing to Schottenheimer learning from his father. Marty Schottenheimer was a head coach for 4 teams, the Browns and the Chiefs, the Washington and San Diego. He is 7th in NFL history with wins. Buddy, hate to tell you this. That's not how that works. Okay? It don't always work like that. Kyle Shanahan, it did. But you know what? It didn't take Kyle Shanahan 25 years to get a fucking head coaching job because people recognized how good he was right away. Right away. Kyle Shanahan wasn't a career assistant for 25 years. And then when they hired Kyle Shanahan, nobody said, well, it's a risk. But it's not a Hail Mary. Jesus Christ. I just feel terrible for Cowboy fans. I do. And I know, like, I saw CC in the chat say, where was it? To quote TDP, we're talking Cowboys, I'm out. I know you think I'm shitting on the Cowboys. I'm shitting on Jerry Jones. And I'm mad at Jerry Jones for you. I'm mad at Jerry Jones for Cowboy fans. I mean, for fuck's sake, I didn't even know that stat was real. The Cowboys have the longest drought in the NFC for Super Bowl appearances. The Cowboy fans deserve better. With the talent that they have, as big as that fan base is, like, what the fuck, man? But again, all Jerry cares about is money. Learning by osmosis. You got to be fucking kidding me. That's wild. Titan Hugo said, did he? Marty never won a Super Bowl. He is 6 winning as coach or whatever. Steven the Weather Guy said, how is that possible? The Lions have never been to a Super Bowl. I think it's drought from returning. Oh, it was the conference championship appearance, not Super Bowl. My bad. Conference championship. Yeah, that's what it was. Let me go back and reread it. Yep, there it is. 29 years have passed since the Cowboys last appeared in a Super Bowl or NFC championship game, which is the longest drought in the conference. That's what it says. That's the quote. Direct. 29 years have passed since the Cowboys' last appearance in a Super Bowl or NFC Championship game, which is the longest drought in the conference. But Schottenheimer told ESPN that they are a team that can win quickly. Almost 30 years, 3 decades. And I got news for you. Marty Schottenheimer, I can't even fucking get his name right. Brian Schottenheimer? He might be great, but I don't see him turning that shit around and getting them there. Good luck. Next year. We're talking about 3 decades. I feel bad. I feel bad for Cowboy fans. I do. I genuinely do. And it's why I say what I say. And then I lastly want to finish with, and tomorrow we'll talk about the games. I didn't even get to them today. We'll talk about them tomorrow. This is interesting. That's real interesting. I want to talk really quick about the Texans changes. So DeMeco Ryans, Spoon said, "Wait, Shanahan's kid is doing well. Let's get another AFC West coach, AFC West coach's kid." Yeah, Titan USA, Titans have been to 2 AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl since the Cowboys' last Super Bowl. Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits. Total Dallas said, "I have started a family and raised kids to adults since watching my boys in the bowl." Yeah. It's crazy, man. Hey, what up, Steven? Good to see you, buddy. Spoon! What up, Pippin? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, Amos has a good point, too. Amos said, "I know Jerry doesn't normally do this, but he might be a one-and-done coach." Nate! Good to see you, Pimpin. Thanks for being here. Let's talk. Oh, Tex Schramm. There you go. I said Tex. What did I say? Tex Cobb? Whatever the fuck. Tex Schramm. That's who it was. Was it Tex Schramm? Yeah. Hey, what up, Mines? That's so funny. We just talked about the Raptors briefly. Raptors are winning too much. It's pissing me off. Why can't we be shit? Fuck the NBA. Raptors aren't tanking. Let's talk to DeMeco Ryans for a second. And the firing of Bobby Slowick. I have a theory on that. And Lance was funny. I commented on his tweet. He goes, "Well, that's certainly one way to look at it." But and I have nothing to back this up, but it felt, one, I think it was kind of inevitable. You know what I mean? I think it was kind of, something had to happen, I think. And here, let me explain. It feels, I'm sure, for some, well, this is a little soon. You know, they're still kind of early in this process. Well, first thing you have to understand is that the clock is ticking. You're on a really good quarterback's rookie deal. You don't have time to lose a year. You don't have time to bullshit. And you can't afford to lose a year like this year. I also said that I felt like this year was AFC Championship or it would go down as a disappointment. Now, that was before you lost Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell to injury. But then you still get past the wild card round, you get to the divisional round, and really you outplay the Chiefs on the field, especially defensively. You held Patrick Mahomes to 170-something yards. I mean, you made the offense overall look kind of pedestrian. I get it. Kelsey had a big play or two. You know, I get that. You spotted them 6 points, or you spotted them 3 points. The refs spotted them 10. So they got 13 of their 23 points that were just given to them. So that defense gave up 10. The rest was either given up by special teams or referees. And I know Spoon's going to be like, oh, bullshit. Well, look, I mean, the fact of the matter is there were 2 drives that where the defense should have been off the field that resulted in points. That's just a fact. Both times. Those drives resulted in 10 points. The special teams shit the bed on the opening drive. The defense buckled down. That drive only resulted in 3. At 16 points. The defense did their job. The offense did not. 8 sacks. You were gifted 2 points on a safety. 12 points. You had Fairbairn, choked away. He choked. Missed a field goal. Missed an extra point. It was just a bad offensive day. It was a bad offensive day. So I think I had my tune going in was, well, now it's not so much AFC Championship or it's a disappointing year. And then when the game was over, it was like, yeah, if the offense does their job, they win that game. They played well enough defensively to win that game. But they gave up 8 sacks and the offense didn't play good. Something had to happen. Something had to change after that. And it was obvious. And I do feel bad because you lost Diggs, you lost Dell, the O-line sucked ass. But at some point, you have to compensate for that. All of that said, I also do feel like, I wonder if, and this is just a thought that I had, but I can't help but wonder, was CJ involved in this? Was this coming from CJ? Was he, one, sick of Bobby Slowick's shit, just tired of the bad play calls and not running an offense that he felt like he wanted to run? And 2, was he trying to get Gerard Johnson in? Because they work really closely together. And I'm sure him and Gerard Johnson have a great relationship. And it'll be really interesting to see who takes over. And if it's Gerard Johnson, put a push pin in this conversation. I'm not telling you that Gerard Johnson is not qualified. I'm not telling you that he's not going to make a great OC. I'm just saying that sometimes guys have their favorites. Sometimes guys have OCs and coaches and coordinators that they're more comfortable with, that they like more, that they want to play with, that they play better for, that they vibe with. It's just a thought. It popped into my head when I saw it. I wonder. I'm not saying it was a deal. I'm not saying it was a thing. That said, do I want Gerard Johnson to be the next offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans? No, I don't. And I'll tell you why. It's the same reason that Ben Johnson was smart to go get Dennis Allen to be his defensive coordinator. I kind of feel like D'Amico has got to go get a guy with some seasoning. He's got to go get a proven offensive coordinator. He's got to go get a guy that's good at what he does. He may not be a good head coach, but he's a hell of an OC. And they're out there. They're out there. Mike McCarthy, hell of an OC. Not a great head coach necessarily, but a hell of an OC. Right? If you look, I'll give you an example. You look at Minnesota. You look at what that defense did, especially early. They faded late. True. But Brian Flores early on, you look at some of the offenses he shut down. He got a ton of credit for that. Didn't do a great job as a head coach. Hell of a defensive coordinator. That's just one example, and that's kind of just to show you what I'm talking about. There are guys that are not good head coaches. They're not good organizationally. They're not good CEOs, but they're good managers. So, it's going to have to be a guy that vibes with the personnel and CJ and D'Amico, and he gets it. But I think you got to go out and you got to get the right OC. Now, Alex has a good point, and that was going to be my next point. Alex Villanueva said you still have to fix the O-line. Obviously, you're going to have to address that in the draft or in free agency or in both. So you're going to have to also get that's hilarious. Why did autocorrect change Chiefs to refs? That's hilarious. Oh my God. Is that true, Spoon? Did that really happen? Oh my God. That might be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Are you shitting me? Did that really happen? That is so fucking funny. Spoon said, too many mistakes for Texans. Chiefs made them pay. And then he said, wait, why did autocorrect change Chiefs to refs? Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Yeah, obviously you've got to fix the O-line. You're going to have to get a qualified O-line coach. But I think too, and some of that's going to occur in the draft. Damn it, Spoon. I thought that was real. You rat bastard. That was fucking hilarious though. Hilarious. Well done, Spoon. Well done, buddy. So, GM has to get to work. He's got to do his job in getting personnel in to protect CJ Stroud. You've got to get an O-line coach in, a new O-line coach, but you got to get an OC in. I mean, you're 2 years in now. You're 2 years in, but you're damn close. But it's time to go to work. You ain't got time to bullshit, man. These opportunities, franchise quarterbacks, they don't come around often. You better start taking advantage of it. You better get your shit together. Amos said there also comes a time when you got to give a new guy a shot. Johnson at OC might unlock something for Stroud. Again, I agree, but that's what he did with Bobby Slowick. Slowick was a new guy. He gave him a shot. And something I read or saw was part of the reason why he was being let go is D'Amico felt like because he was so new and green and wasn't seasoned and experienced enough, he didn't make adjustments from year 1 to year 2. His tendencies were picked up upon by defensive coordinators around the league, but he didn't change. Meanwhile, the rest of the league adjusted to him and his play calling, and he did not adjust to the rest of the league. Rookie mistake. And that's the risk that you run when you bring in young guys. And this is why weeks ago, and I was yelling into this microphone about you. Sometimes there's a reason you don't just make a guy a head coach without them being a coordinator first. Remember that conversation when I looked into this camera and said, why are you giving a guy a head coaching job that's never been a coordinator? That makes no sense. These are the reasons. You've got to learn how to do this job. You got to learn how to be a coordinator sometimes. This is why you're in the room as a position coach for years. You're watching the OC do his thing, and then you're hearing, and then you become a coordinator for years, and you learn that, and then you become a head coach. Yeah, I know he was a QB coach. I'm not dumb. I know this. I know this. But this is John Harbaugh on line 3. But this is how, I mean, you've got to, and look, there's exceptions to the rules, guys. I'm not a fucking idiot. I realize I can make a statement. Every statement I make, you guys can find an example to the contrary. I'm talking in general terms. Bobby Slowick was not your exception to the rule. It just wasn't. Maybe Gerard Johnson is. Bobby Slowick wasn't. And that's just a fact. He just wasn't it. As much as Texans fans bitched about the guy, I mean, yeah, Alex said that was in reference to giving a new guy a shot. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Oh, I thought you meant like he had gotten seasoning doing it. No, yeah. I mean, both of those. I don't even know how long he was. How long was he? Let's see. Bobby. And then we got to go. Slowick. Let's see. I got to go try to make filet mignon. My mom got me a Omaha steaks for Christmas. Man, their burgers are fucking amazing. So he was a defensive assistant, defensive quality control coach from 2011 to 2018. He switched to offense in San Francisco 2019. He was an offensive assistant in 2019-2020, offensive passing game specialist in 2021, offensive passing game coordinator in 2022, and then became the offensive coordinator in 2023 and 2024. So he had 2, 3, 4 years on the offensive side of the ball before he became a coordinator. It's not enough. It's not enough. He should have been a damn defensive coordinator before he was ever an offensive coordinator. He had been on the defensive side of the ball since 2011. But 4 years. It just wasn't enough. It's okay. You took a shot. You took a shot. He looked like he had it. He didn't have it. At least not here. And maybe he learns his lesson. And maybe now he knows, and yeah. So, all right. Oh, they're amazing. 2 minutes on each side on a high heat and a cast iron skillet. Old man in Seattle said. I think I'm going to sous vide them. That's the plan. Mom, so far our favorite is the hamburgers, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. The first time, no, filet mignon. The first time I made the filet mignon, fucked it up badly. Awful. Tried to reverse sear it. Nightmare. And then the pork chops were really good. The chicken was dry as fuck, but that was my fault. Oh, that's a loin cut. No fat, so please don't. You can't. I mean, you can do pork chops. You can sous vide a pork chop. You don't have to have fat to sous vide something, do you? Really? Can you sous vide a filet mignon? I didn't smell any of those words right. So I Google, can you sous vide a filet mignon? It says, yes, you can absolutely sous vide a filet mignon. In fact, It's considered one of the best cuts of meat to cook using the sous vide method due to its tenderness and the ability to achieve perfectly even cooking throughout the steak with precise temperature control. I don't know. Now I'm torn. You got me nervous now. But like I've done pork chops. There's no fat in that. Old man say, I stand by my statement. Yeah, no, look, that's Google AI. Sometimes that thing is full of shit. I'll ask it something and then I'll scroll down and it'll say the exact opposite. That's why I said, I'll have to do my research before I go fire up the water. Trust and believe. Micro boil a good piece of meat. Sous vide's a great way to cook a steak, Spoon. Don't knock it. Don't knock it until you've done it, bro. Trust and believe. Trust and believe, my friend. You better ask somebody. Sous vide is fucking amazing way to cook a steak. Trust me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Hey, Jacob, yeah, we talked about, I just went on a 20-minute rant about shoddy. Crazy. Get Alton Brown on Max. Okay. I shall check it out, sir. All right. Good first day, folks. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, we didn't even get to the games. Thank you, Alex. Tomorrow, thank you, Uriel. Much love to you, man. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, we'll talk NFC, AFC championship games. We'll break down Bills, Chiefs. We'll break down Washington, Philly. I'll give you my thoughts. Yeah, Mom, I'm going to try to fix that. I don't know what happened. I'm going to, when I close out the show, I'm going to try to figure it out, but I just can't troubleshoot during a show. It brings it all to a grinding halt. Jacob said, good or bad? I'm about to go rewatch. Should I grab my tissue? Scathing was, I would say, scathing. Not in favor of Jerry. My heart bleeds for Cowboy fans. Go watch. I think you'll enjoy the rant. I do. Donna said, we want Jenny. Well, maybe we'll try tomorrow. Maybe she could do it tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, she just forgot last week, she said. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go try to fix this steak and not screw it up. I told Nora last time I made these, I made Omaha mistakes. What? All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Did I get everybody? Yeah. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. All right. Total Dallas. Flatline. Cece, I love you, boo-boo. Spoon, stop trying to get us to boil steaks. We're Americans, sir. Shut up, Amos. I'm telling you, you'll love it. God damn, I'm telling y'all, you're missing out. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Do me 3 favors until I see you tomorrow. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, boil your steaks. I mean, love each other. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
And he's making a YouTube video!